Dollars and cents. It's 2023 and y'all back with me. It's the first vlog of the new year. We've been under some really bad weather. If y'all been paying attention to Cali, we've been getting our ass whooped by some outrageous, they call it a sky river.
Yeah, you go back 3 months, just to add a little context to this, 41% of the state was in extreme drought 3 months ago. Now that number is 0. Think how large actual area California is, from almost half the state in extreme drought to 0.
And now it's sunny. It's sunny out. It's absolutely sunny out. And the coincidence, I just got all the bikes back from the shop. So it's gotta be a bike video. New updates to these 3 motorcycles. This is the biggest. It had a ton of shit wrong with it. This is ARC. They took care of me, did a list of stuff. It's like 2 pages of things that happened with this bike. The good part about it is this bike is done and is ready to actually get some kart track action. That's the real reason this hasn't been ridden, but ARC gave it a clean bill of health. I got it back and it's ready to rock. This thing, more power, more torque, more revs. It even sounds different. Also this got a change, got a new sprocket. This was the old one. This is the tooth count that I got tuned with. That's the original one, but obviously that's on a factory wheel. We got the benefit of having these immensely lighter wheels. I could use the power band longer. That shorter sprocket, it ran through the power band really quickly. We added some more engine braking because I want to work on some things that I learned from this. So that's what's going to be done on this bike this year. But for today's video, the mini joints, 300. Technically, this is a 321, but we're gonna get out and ride this. ARC tuned it, gave me some more of everything that I needed, and gave it some more good stuff because this also, I went over it when I got it, but there's a few things that I know that I wanted, and ARC took care of it. So I'm super hyped with ARC getting my bikes together, so I can't wait to test that. And then we're gonna break into this and just literally see how good this is, if it is good. Does this compare to the Yamaha? Is the Ninja the better 300 or is the Yamaha the better 300? Let's get out on the road. We'll take the Ninja first because I literally have to shake it down, see how it feels, see how it runs, see if it's ready for the kart track, and then we'll ride this and see what the changes feel like. Let's throw on a helmet and let's see what this is all about. Bike seems to be all right. No oil dripping, no clickety clack sounds. Everything seems to be really legit. Let's get these to the track. This rear set position is too fucking much. But the bike works. And that's literally all I wanted to know. What's up?
My pinky went numb.
Oh yeah.
It feels so foreign being in this glove again.
Well, so for right now, because you're not used to your circulation being back in this, have this a little looser. That just what just happened is it restricted your blood flow a little bit, so just be loose for now, and you'll get your feeling in your fingers, or you won't lose the feeling in your fingers. Good morning.
How's it out there? A little bit cold?
Huh?
A little bit cold?
It's a little cold, but you know, once you suited up, you know. Huh? Just a little bit. I don't trust these tires because they're GPR 300s.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you something about that.
Yeah, I don't trust them.
I have some Dunlop Q3s. I don't bring them. I have 3 fronts. I have 3 fronts. One's brand new front.
Yeah.
Cause that, I don't know. I don't really care about the money too much about it.
Yeah, it's all good. Because that's what this is on, is the Q3s. I was going to get the Q5 on the R3 and put the Q3s on that.
Yeah, next time I'm out here, I'll bring them, or I'll hit you up on Instagram or something.
Okay. Look at Jeff. You got it, kiddo. He downshifted in the middle of it. Taylor said he cool. Almost lost the front. I give him that inside. I heard him coming. Whoa, this nigga fast. God damn. Woo. Watch out, Jay. That nigga's so fucking fast. Woo. That man is so fast. Damn. Hey man.
You're moving.
Huh?
You're moving.
I know, but your intensity is so fucking dope. Like, when I can get comfortable like that, dude, oh my god.
You're good. Once it warms up a little bit, we'll be
Alright.
It's too uncomfortable, like my legs feel too high.
Yeah, it'll take, like the first session I didn't want to ride it
but when I went to the next session, you'll get a little more used to it. So what you did is you downshifted and let the clutch out too fast. This tire doesn't stick as good as the R3, so you got your little.
I felt it wobbling like,
Yeah. So when you do your downshifts, when you're on throttle, downshift and let it back out immediately. Because when you let the RPM drop, yeah. Hey, you can hear a dude coming, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
That's why I kind of stayed out wild.
Yeah. Okay.
What I'm doing is I want to at least like get there, stay in third this whole corner, and before I hit the bowl, then downshift, and then kind of
that past corner 2.
Yeah, past the long right here, that long.
Yeah.
And coming up that straight, then I downshift and then go through that bowl, and then as soon as we come out, then I'll upshift.
Okay. Easy, young Padawan, you out the gate mobbing. Oh no, Jalen going way too hard out the gate. Slippage. I had to check for where Jalen was. Woo! I pushed it on that one. Okay, I know how deep I can brake now. Nice. Woo! All right. Cool down action. Man, this bike is good now. I mean, it was already good, but I could use it actually now. Let me see if I can get a lap with dude. God damn, this nigga's fast. Fuck, he's fast. Woo! That was work. That was good work. Yeah, you putting in that work. Good riding. Whew. I tried to catch that fool. Fuck no. I tried to try to catch to see like how fast can I go. Right here, boy, I was like, Lord, this is the furthest I want to break. After that, I was more comfortable doing it, but that first one was like, yeah, all right. Is it too cold? That might be what it's doing. It was 2 bars and it was stumbling the last time. All right, so I had to change this line. I need to do this, stay out here, and then hook in and roll it. Stay here, and then just be throttled on, rolling, rolling, rolling. I could probably shift early. Run it on down the way. That nigga already out and about on the move. Ooh, I didn't think he was gonna slow down that hard. All right. Damn! God damn! Oh, he cuts across like I was. Okay. He just has more and more grip. Whoa. got the peg.
Maneuvers, but I also haven't been on the bike in a minute, so maybe just me getting back in the groove. But I like the bike a lot. Gonna head up here. Check it out.
Woo! That was solid.
Man, my hands are cold right now. Oh, look at me putting down this foot.
Yeah! That was wild. That was fucking dope. That was fucking dope. Hell yeah.
And realizing the element that we were in, we're back in the garage. Just far too much wind. The atmosphere, the environment was super harsh for any kind of speaking on the films. This bike rocks. Absolutely good little unit. Pleasure to have gotten the bike to this point, to be able to even use it like that now. I've still got so much further to go. With that being said, so much more to learn. This bike is ready to roll. I'll be more than happy when Jay jumps on it. Not my son Jay, but my homeboy Jay. The tires weren't great, but also it was pretty cold. So I don't know. These might do very well once the surface temps are really warm. Again, the surface temps weren't great, but we did get some good use out of this. These have been heat cycled probably, what, 5-6 times now? Yeah, it bounces back. So they're still good, but they've gone through quite a few heat cycles. So I may just go and opt for a new set. Q5s are out. Q5s come in this size, so that might be what goes on here. Q3s or Q5s are probably going to go on here as well. That was a perfect day of practice. I learned a lot. I really do enjoy the changes that were made to this bike. Some tidbits that I didn't explain when I gave it the test ride when I first got him at home, or when I was on the track, because it was just too much wind to even talk, and I was trying to really focus on how hard I could ride. Because I was really trying. But anyway, the speed that's shown on here, the math has been done on the tune, the numbers in from the sprockets, and all little science goes in. The speed that you see on that speedometer is very, very close to the actual real ground speed. So it's no longer super optimistic. That can damn near be called a calibrated speedometer. So that's a cool tip if you did happen to notice the dash there on the track. This is actually going that fast now. Sources say, and I will say sources, ARC Power Sports, when they tuned it, this does show 124 on the dash, but then the numbers stop. It does still accelerate, but the numbers stop. So I don't know if that speedometer is only programmed to show 124 mile per hour at a maximum or what. But I don't know. Would y'all like to see me just take us out on the road and see how fast a real world top speed it can hit? That would be pretty interesting. The throttle response is amazing. I didn't think that it had that many like nannies or riding securities on the ECU, but with everything removed, this thing feels absolutely different. It's a way different bike than what it was with the factory tune on it. Now, this is a very fun bike. Good girl, Mini Rip. This thing here, really great bike. I was worried about how the front end would feel. Kawasaki did an actual good job on this front end. It doesn't feel as soft as the R3, but the R3 seems more capable. But I don't know if that's because of the geometry, because I have the front rake. This is a little bit more flat. I haven't put enough time in on this bike to see, but when I do go faster and actually load it up, because I did kind of fear these GPR 300s, even though they're Dunlops, because you know I rock the Dunlops. Even though they're Dunlops, these are road tires. They do fit good and work good on a small bike that doesn't have torque and power like this, but with how cold it actually was and how windy it was, like these bikes, we come off the track ripping and shredding. You cut the bike off for a second, maybe 4 minutes at the most. When you started back up, the bikes were ice cold. There was so much wind that the engines were getting flash frozen, like back to ice cold. And this thing, I realized with the tune, it was getting cooled off so fast. And then I'd get out on the track and it'd only have 1 or 2 bars on the gauge. If you got on it about 9 grand, it would stumble because it was too cold. Now, I did cut that out of the video because I didn't want to make it seem like it was a tuning issue. It wasn't. When I realized what it was, that's what actually it was. It was too cold and too windy, so the motors would get super cold on both bikes. And this bike did not like ripping so hard past 9 grand. So it would stumble a little bit. Then when it got 3 bars on the 10th, then it was cool and it was good to go. The only thing about this bike is the power is very anemic and it does not really come alive until about 9 or 10,000 RPMs. So this bike is fun, way high up in the higher RPMs. It does have ABS. Jalen did get caught downshifting without match revving, and it gave you shift lock. The compression in the engine slows that rear tire down, and he got squirrely and skid a little bit. It's kind of what I was laughing at, but it was just too windy to speak and know if you guys were going to be getting what I was saying or what was going on. So we just forego that. But it was a great day of testing. This bike being raised in the rear, we did use the FZR dog links, which brought the shock and the pivot point together, which brought the back of the bike up. That helped out. The rear sets are extremely high, but that's not my call. And I didn't feel like adjusting that at the track. Made an adjustment on the handlebars, brought them out a little bit more. That was really good. This bike performs very well. It just needs more brakes. But when it gets to summertime and we really start pushing this thing, we'll see if it needs any more. This, we've got an absolutely great formula, and I'm going to get the seat. And I did talk about that, but that seat has to come because it's got to raise me up a little bit more so I can have more space to tuck in. This bike right here has a little bit more cockpit space, and I was able to tuck over the tank a little bit better. So for my body positioning, the one that I didn't film, the second session that I rode on that bike that I didn't film, I was actually moving on this thing and had what I felt like was a better body position than I do on this. This bike really locks me in there. You can't tell, honestly. Maybe we can measure it, but you can't tell, honestly. But this lip just does not allow any more room for you to move. At least with this right here, you can move back and you can push your butt back on this without being trapped in. The R3 sits about here. This little bit of 2 inches of space really does help with when you scoot back and lean down and get up over the tank. So I have to get that now for sure. You can see on these bikes, you just got way more space. That's what that's for. This, you're really locked in. That's really a dead end right there. So that is on the way. I did order it. It is a fiberglass seat that sits a little higher, and you get padding like that to go right on top. Once I get that, then I'll really be able to correct body position. Right now, me being a bigger dude, a taller dude, I'm kind of locked into where it is and how it is. And that's just it. I don't have much more room or options, but there's always something that can be modified and put on. So that's coming. I'm happy of what we learned. I'm happy of what we experienced. The other dude, Alex George, he's freaking fast. So I'm using him as my benchmark. I'm not saying that I'm going to get up to him, but man, I want to keep fighting and keep going. And when it gets to the point that I'm really jamming and I can stay with him for at least a lap, then I'll know that I've made some progress. These are a great addition to this. Again, a lot of people want to mod and add parts and mod and add parts and mod and add parts, when all you have to do is ride and get better and ride and figure out the track more and ride and know what your equipment will do. The biggest modification to this is this. We saw how much this cost when I dropped this. When I dropped this, it cost probably 50 to 60% of what the whole bike costs. And I got this bike for like 12 grand. This I bought for $2,000. The addition of this, the experience on this, the talent gained from this is going to make this so much more faster. That's how I'm using it. That's how I'm playing it. Best modification for motorcycle riding ever. Only when you're going to use them on the kart track. If you're just commuting and doing freeway pulls, man, have a blast. Do whatever the hell you want to do. I'm working towards being a great rider. You guys are on a journey, and this is what we're doing. It was cool to ride with Jalen, actually, for the first time. That was pretty dang dope, man. But that's going to be it. I'm done for the day. We got all of the bikes back in here in one piece. Like I said, these old shite tires, they did work. They got busy. They were like center line skunk tail. You could actually see the flat spot. That's how the dude was riding them. Remember, this is the same old tire that we got the bike with. We only put a new front on just to match that brand. But they ain't gonna stay on there. So anyway, I like the bike. It's pretty good. But I love this, and this is excellent. So we out. I'm gonna get y'all two, and we gone.